Can anyone tell me what are React hooks? What are React hooks? React hooks are simple JS functions. Okay. And they will ask you what is the purpose of React hooks. React hooks are used, right, to use the features of React in functional component. Main purpose of React hooks is to use the React features of React, use the features of React in the functional component like state, context API, lifecycle methods, and we have ref. These are the features which we can utilize as of now in our functional component. So we have seen all these features in the class component. Now same we will see in a functional component also, how to use in the functional component. If you want to create any functional component, then what you have to do? Simply you have to create one function, normal JavaScript function, but your function name should start with a capital letter. For example, here I'm just writing something like profile. I want to create a component where I can define a profile. So I'm just writing a profile. This is a profile. Now here you want to create a UI. So obviously for that you require HTML. So you have written certain HTML code here. Then now this is a function. So whenever you want to execute any function in JavaScript, we have to call this function. So React will take care of calling the function. So whenever React call this profile function, we have to give this entire UI, whatever you have written to the React. So how to give? Just you have to say return keyword. Just say return keyword. That's it. By saying return keyword, we can give entire UI to the our React people. Now they will manage, they will take care of rendering it into the DOM, everything. So as a developer, you need not to care about all these things. So this is how we are going to create the, use the hooks. So like this, React has given us some hooks to use all the features of React. For example, they have given something called use state hook, which helps us to maintain a state in your React functional component. If you want to maintain a state in your functional component, then go with this particular hook called use state hook. So let's see first how to use this use state hook. For that, I'm just creating a separate application. Now this application is created separately. Okay. Now my application names are like a hook. So directly I want to open this application. So file, open folder, go to that path, select that project. Now open it. Now this is a fresh project of React. Now here simply say npm start. Now simply you have to say here npm start. Now in this we will we'll just maintain the hooks concept. Apart from that, nothing. So this is a new project. I will just go to this src inside that app.js, and if I remove all this part header to header, and simply if I say here one h2 tag and something like welcome to React hooks. Now save it. Now here you will get something called welcome to React hooks. Okay, done. Now here I want to create one component. Simply I want to create one component like this. Okay, And in this component, I want to create one state. I just want to maintain certain state. By default, I want to maintain here certain data. Then I will be creating certain UI, and in this UI, I want to display this data. By default, this data will be there. There will be some button here. If I click on this button, I just want to update this state so that my UI will get updated. So here we will see how to maintain this state in the functional component. Now this component we are going to create using functional way, not using class way. We will use functional way. Okay, so let's see that. So first, inside this src, I'm just creating one folder called components. Inside this, I will create my first folder, something called state, and I will create one more folder, something called home. I've created two folders. Okay, and in this state folder, I will create my first state1.js, a component called state1.js. Now I want to create my functional component. So first line should be import React from React. This is the first line always. It might be class component or it might be a function component. This should be your first line. Then you have to create a component. Now we have to create a component using functional way. So first create normal JavaScript function. How we create normal JavaScript function. Here I'm just saying state1. This is my component. Now here I want to create certain UI. So return first div. We should have one parent container. We have a div. Now inside this div, I am just taking h2 and I'm saying something called use state hook. Then certain paragraph. Lorem something like 10. Then I will have one more paragraph. I will simply, in this paragraph, I want the data from the state. And then I need one button. Update the data. Something. Okay. Now finally, any component if you have developed, you have to export it. So simply say export default your component name state1. Now this component I want to show in my browser. So we have to keep this component in the app.js. So go to the app.js and import here. Import state1. Done. Okay. Now simply what we have to say here, state1 component. Now if you save it, now you got it, right? Use state hook and something, and we had that empty paragraph, so we are not showing anything, and here update the state. That's it. Now here, if I want to differentiate, I will just keep some p like this, just to differentiate two different components. Okay, done. Now I want to maintain certain state in this state component. I just want to maintain certain state. So how to maintain state in your functional component means you have to import a hook called use state. So how to import? After this React, just give the comma, then open curly braces, close curly braces. Now inside this, write use state. This is how we are going to import hook in our file. This is the import. We have just imported. Now use state is a function. So just call like a function. We can call any function inside any function. So call like a function, use state. That's it. Now, whenever you call use state as a function, it is going to return you one array. It will just return you one array. It is written you one array. In that array, it will return two things. One is a variable called state variable, and one more is a special function. which is used to update this particular variable, nothing but this particular state. So here you can give the name called set state. That's it. This use state will return one array. In that array, it will contain only two elements. One is variable, one is function. Now, this is a special function because it is used to update this particular state. Now, here you can just write const. Now, this is how we maintain the state. Now, in this state, by default, if you want to keep any data, then you have to pass that as a first argument to this use state. You have to pass here. Here I'm passing something called welcome to use state concept something. Okay, now this data stored in this variable by default. Now if you want to display this particular data in your UI, simply write state, nothing. No need to write this dot state or something like that. Just write state. Just you wrote state. Now save it. Now if you come here, now you got welcome to use state hook concept. Now, if I change this data, is it mandatory that you have to pass only string? No, you can pass here number also. I'm passing some number. And I got here number. I can pass one object also. I can pass one object also. For example, here I'm passing something called name. Then I am passing one title. So name is like something called software developer. Now save it. Now, now here your state is one object, and that object contains two properties. So here this state will become one object. So now how to extract state dot name? You have to say save it. Now you got here commit. So the point is here you can pass anything. If you pass object, this became object. If you pass here a string, just then it became like a string. Now here no need name. Now just you no need name. So like this you can pass the data. Okay, just give me, let me keep my charging. Yeah, now done, we have done. Now my requirement is I just want to change the state, the value of this state. By default it is a use state hook. I just want to change it. So when we want to change, whenever I click on this particular button, so same way, just write here one on click event. Just on click event and just call for a certain function. So here you can write, you can define one function. So I'm just defining one function const update state. Just defining one function. That's it. So we can define any function in any function, right? Inside one function, we can define one more function. Like this, I have defined it. Now I want to call this function whenever I click on this button. So simply pass here update state. So don't pass like this. Don't pass like this. Just give the name update state. That's it. Whenever you say update state, this function will be called. So whenever this function is called, call set state. Now simply here I will just say set state. Now this set state will take your state as a argument. Now which value you want to update, just pass that updated value here. Something called here welcome to hooks concept. Now save it. Now if you By default, it is a use state hook. If you click on update the data, it's like welcome to hooks concept. So simply we can say here, welcome to hooks concept. So what we did, we just updated the state. This is how we are going to maintain the state. Concept is same, just the way of writing using the concept is different. So remember, use state will return one array. In that array, you have these two names. But in this, we have one flexibility. You can create any number of state. You can create any number of state. For example, this paragraph data I want to bring from another state. I want from another state. You can create one more state here, const like this. Now just give two different name. Like here you have given state, here give something different. For example, here I am giving name, comma, set name. You can give any customized name. In React, in class component, we have to give this dot state only. There is no other option to give another name. But in hooks, you can give any custom names. Now here you have to just call simply use state. That's it. So it will create one more state. Now what you want to keep here, you can just keep here. For example, here I'm keeping my name. I just want to display here. So I will just say name. That's it. Now if I save it, now I got my name. So like this, how many hooks you can create in one function? Any number of use state hook you can create. Any number of. You can maintain one state and maintain the object, and you can maintain the data, or else you just create two different states.
So, Sagar, this will not hit any performance, right? If I create
No,
number
no, no.
of
It will not hit
state.
any. No, no. React will take care about that optimizing it. So for this flexibility only they have given. So what happens here, for example, if you want to maintain this here two different state, right? And sometimes what we will do, we will just create one state, we will maintain the object, and we will try to keep these two as a two properties. So it doesn't look that proper readability, right? Now here you see this particular element has a different state and this particular element has a different state. So no need, even if you want to update it, it will just update this particular state like this. So normally in real time also people will go with this approach only. So in one component you might have like this 7, 8 states. You might have something like 10 to 12 states for different properties. So I will always try to keep a separate each and everything. Done. This is like a your state. So let's do one more. So I'm just creating something called image here, image.js. So we have a shortcut also to create your functional component. Just you have to say R, F, C, E. Click on tab. Now you got functional component. Okay. Now here simply I can take one image. See, initially I want to define show certain image. Then I want to just around 30 pixel. Height also 30 pixel. 100 pixel, not 30 pixel. Or save it. Now I want to maintain one state. So what I can do, simply I can import it. First, use state. How to maintain, create a state? Simply call use state like a function. Now it will return you one array. It is just returning you one array. It is just returning you one array. In that array, it returns two things. One is your state and one is your one method. Now you can give any name. It's not mandatory. You have to give state only. I'm giving here img, comma, set img. Img, comma, set img. Now see, I got, and remember, first one will be always variable. Second one will be always a method. Done. Now by default here, I want to keep certain image. So for that, I can just go to the Google and just pick certain image. So I'm just picking this copy image link, and I will keep that image link inside this particular use state as a first argument. So now this image link is stored in this img. Now I will just keep this img here. That's it. I should be able to see the image. Now if you want to show this, just go to the app.js. Now here import it. Import your image component. Simply here, I will just copy this one, paste here, and here image. Save it. Now we got the image here. Okay, we just got the image here. Now what I want to show, I just want to show two buttons. So here I will just write some br tag, one more br, and I will write one button tag, and one more button here, something like home, and here one more button, something called office. Save it. Now come here. Now we got here home and office. Now just you can write some CSS if you want. I'm just writing here NBSP just to have some space between them. And here some BR. Now my requirement is if I click on the home image should come. If I click on the office image should come. So that's, if I click on home image should come. If I click on office image should come. That's it. So for that, what can I do? Simply I can just write here on click event, and just I will say here update home. We'll just define one function. Here also I will write one on click event. Here also I will just say update office. I have to define two functions now. So I can just define two functions here. So one is const update home. This is one, and one more is const simply update office. Update home, update office. Now whenever I click on the home, update home will be called. Now whenever it is called, simply I have to update the image. So set image. Now just give the new URL. Apart from that, nothing. So here I can go and just search for something like home. I will get certain home images. I'll just take certain image and just close it. Take this image, copy image link, come here and paste here. In the same way, if you click on the office, update office will be triggered. Now here what you have to do, simply call set image. Here you have to give one image office. That's it. Now this is how you can just maintain the different state. Apart from that, nothing. Here if I say office, I got certain office image. Save it, come here. Then by default this is the, if I click on home I got home, if I click on office I got office, home office, like this. Like this you can just change the UI. Your UI you can change depending upon the data. So whenever you want to change your UI, you want to make your UI dynamic, then that UI data should come from the state. That one point we have to remember. Whenever you created a certain UI, and if you want to change the UI data depending upon some user's action, then in that UI the data should come from the state. should come from the state, so that if you update your state, then your UI data will get updated. Now this is how you can maintain the state in your functional component using use state hook. Using use state hook. Any doubts up to here? Yeah. So the next hook we are going to try to understand is use effect. Use effect. So use effect hook is used to handle the life cycle methods. And that too, it can handle only 3 life cycle methods, not more than that. Only 3 life cycle methods. Now, what are the 3 life cycle methods? One is your component did mount. One more is component did update. Component will mount. These are the 3 life cycle methods which will be handled by your use effect hook. Use effect hook, and these are the only 3 life cycle method is mostly used in your real time. These are the 3 life cycle methods. Okay, so let's see how this use effect is going to handle all these 3 life cycle methods. So use effect hook will take one callback function. So for example, this is my use effect hook. Now it will take one callback function. Okay, it will just take one callback function. These callback functions are responsible to behave with this component did mount, did update, and will mount. So whenever you write this callback function, so first time, whenever your component is going to load, that time this callback function will act like component did mount. First time it will act like component did mount. Okay, now if you update your state means your component is going to update. Whenever your component is going to update, this is the same, the callback function will act like a component did update. Component did update. That's it. Same callback function will act like a component did update. First time it will act like a component did mount. From second time it will start acting like a component did update, like that. And the same use effect hook will have one callback function. Now if this callback function is returning one more function, now this returned function will act like a component will unmount. This returned function will act like a component will unmount. So this callback function is returning one more function, and this returned function will act like a component will unmount. So use effect is going to handle only 3 lifecycle methods. First time this callback function will act like a component did mount. From second time it will act like a component did update. And this life cycle method, I mean, this callback function will return one more function. That function will act like a component will unmount. Component like a, got it? So let's see this example so that you will get more clarity on that. Okay, just remember, use effect will take one callback function, and that callback function will act like a did mount and did update. First time it will work like a mount, second time it will work like a update. Okay, so let's see here. So here I'm just creating one more folder called use effect. In this I'm just creating a component called effect1.js. So same shortcut REFCE tab, or you just got and just make it as a capital E here. Effect1. Done. Okay. Here I'm just saying yet to use effect. I just want to show this in the browser, so I will import it. Import effect1. Now I'm just commenting all this, and here effect1. Save it. I got use effect. Now let's try to understand the concept. If you want to use lifecycle methods, then you have to import use effect here first. Use effect. I have just imported the use effect. Once you have imported your use effect, now if you want to use that, just call like a function use effect. Now use effect will take one callback function. This is a callback function. So first time, whenever your component loads first time, that time it will work like a component did update. So here I'm just calling console.log. Okay. Now here I will just simply say use effect hook called. Here I'll write console.log, and here I will write something like UI rendered. Now here simply open curly braces, and here close curly braces. Now it is not here. Log of UI rendered. Save it. Let's come here, right click, go to inspect, go to console. Now see, your UI rendered, then your use effect hook is called. So we know, right? Component did mount, when it will be called, component did mount will be called once your render method is called, nothing but once your UI is rendered here. So in the same way, first this entire UI will be loaded in your DOM, then only use effect will be called. Now here I'm not doing anything, but directly it is calling. If I just clear it and refresh it, the first UI is rendered, then use effect hook is called, like this. Now if I create here, if I maintain here certain state, if I want to maintain certain state, I will just say use state. So I will just create one state here, const equals to use state. So initially I'm just saying here 0, And here I'm just saying count value, count, comma, set count. I'm just writing count, comma, set count. Now here, simply I will write here something like here only, in get to only I can say count. Save it. Now we got here 0. Now I just want one button here. I will say update count. If I click on this value should update it. Okay. This value should updated means my component is going to update. If my component is updated, again this callback function will be called. Again this callback function will be called. So let's see again it will be called or not. So for that I'm just writing here on click equals to, now inside this on click also I can write one function like this. Now here inside this function I can call set count. So count should be increased with count plus 1. Whatever count value is there plus 1, just update it with that value. Now if I simply say here, now it is increasing. Okay, now refresh. Initially it is 0, so first time UI rendered and use effect hook is called. Now I am clearing it. I am just clicking on this update count. So my state is updated, it means my component updated. As my component updated, again use effect hook is called. Again if I click on this, again it is called. Now from second time it is behaving like a component did update, behaving like a component did update. But sometimes you get a requirement where when where you want this callback function should work like component did mount only. It should work like component did mount only. It should not work like component did update. In that case what you can do, just pass one second argument to this use effect as a empty array, as a empty array. If you pass empty array, then it will act like a component did mount only. First time whenever your component loaded, it acts like a component did mount. From second time, if your state get updated, then it will not work like a component did update, because we are restricting it. Now save it. Now come here. Now let me clear all this. Let me refresh it. Now, whenever I have refreshed, first time my component loaded. That time it worked because it is working like component did mount. So it is worked. Now I am just clearing it. Now I will click on this. I got 1. But if you see here, use effect is not called. Again, if I am clicking here. Now see that use effect is not called. Why use effect is not called? Because we passed second argument as a empty array. So the meaning of this empty array is my callback function. This callback function should act like component did mount only. And if my component get updated, it should not act like a component did update. So we are just restricting it. Now if I remove this array, it means now first time whenever component loads, it will act like a component did mount. Now second time if your component get updated, it will act like a component did update. Now just close it. Now done. Now see it is acting like, now we got component did update, component did update, component did update, like this. Now this is how your use effect hook is going to work. So now in tomorrow's session we will try to do one task. We will try to fetch the data from APIs. So that data should that API call should be done once my component is loaded. So suddenly if my component is loaded, then I want to send one request without doing any action on this component. I want to send one request to a server. If I want to send a request to a server, whenever my component loads without doing any action, then I have to take the help of lifecycle methods. In that I have to take the help of the component did mount, because first time whenever my component loads, that time only I want to send the request. So that time that network call logic we are going to write inside this callback function. that network call logic we are going to write inside this callback function. Okay, so that we will see in tomorrow's session, because if I start that one again, it will take half an hour or 45 minutes to explain. So that one example we will see, so that we can cover both use state and use effect in that particular example. So once we have done with that, then we will learn use ref and use context. Use ref and use context concept. Then we have use reducer. So once we have done with these hooks, then we will see functional component with Redux. So once we have done with that, then finally we will see end-to-end one project. End-to-end. End-to-end means we will develop, I will just explain you basics of Express.js and MongoDB. So we will use MongoDB Cloud. Thus we have to create an account in the MongoDB Cloud, and we will create our own React application. And we will see just complete CRUD operation. CRUD operation. So it might go 1 week, complete 1 week it might take to explain this entire example. Okay, and before that we will see one GitHub search project. GitHub search project means just they are providing us some APIs. Using that APIs, we'll just try to display the data by fetching the GitHub user details. So let's see this concept in tomorrow's session. And I just wanted to ask, can we start our batch at 9 p.m.? Or anyone have any problem, like, or anyone is working, it's not possible for them? 9, not 9 p.m., sorry, 9 a.m.
Sorry, sir, it is not possible to me to attend at 9 a.m.
Okay, then, okay, fine. Then, okay, let's keep at 8 only. 8 a.m. it's fine right now.
Oh, yes, that's okay, sir.
8 instead of 8:15, we'll start with 8 a.m. Okay, 8 to
Oh,
9.
yeah, that's okay.
Okay, fine. Then we will start with 8. From tomorrow, we will start at 8 a.m. Okay, instead of 8:15. Video